to take the shot or not? That has been a question on a lot of people's minds since early 2023 when GLP-1 medications like Ozempic and Wegovy skyrocketed in popularity.
According to a poll from the Kaiser Family Foundation, as of the last year, nearly 1 in 8 American adults have reported using a GLP-1 drug. Some call them miracle drugs, while others have struggled with the side effects. So, are you the right candidate?
Well, this morning we are sitting down with personal nutrition expert and registered dietitian Ashley Koff and author of Your Best Shot. She is here. We're going to chat all about it. It is lovely to see you.
So good to see you.
And truth be told, in all transparency, I just shoved a poppy bagel down my gullet. And you were like, well, we're going to talk about why you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to kill you. So, carbs. I can't believe it.
You know what?
Yeah.
At least I'll die happy.
There you go. Perfect.
Let's lay down the groundwork,
Yeah.
the Reader's Digest version. What exactly are GLP-1 medications?
Well, I think the actual way to understand that is to back up. Okay. So in 2004, I first met GLP-1. So that's the year that Facebook came about, and Janet Jackson had her wardrobe up. Like it was a long time.
Super Bowl to be alive.
Yes, exactly, right? And I learned about it because I was seeing bariatric patients, and when they were having surgery, immediately their diabetes was reversing. And a doctor said to me, that's actually the incretin effect. And when I learned it was the incretin effect, I learned we have these incretin hormones. Okay. So GLP-1 and GIP are two hormones that we make in the lining of our digestive tract. And we actually make about 7 or 8 of these, but there's 4 that really, they switch on for about 2 to 5 minutes, and they regulate everything to do with, look at your face. I mean, hormones you never heard of, right? So when people like got all excited in 2000, really kind of like Hollywood and whatever in 2021, but I've been working with patients on these medications for over 15 years, and they are a hormone replacement therapy. So if you think about, if you don't have enough thyroid or you don't have enough testosterone, we take a hormone, right? Yeah. So these medications can be good for anyone whose own hormones are not working optimally. And that's how we answer that question. Now the issue is they're not bioidentical. So they're going to work, our own hormones switch on for 2 to 5 minutes. These are going to stay on for maybe a day or 7 days. And so that's a very big difference in the body.
Very much.
Very big difference.
So how do we optimize on using these hormones to our advantage?
Yes, absolutely. So the 2 things you should hear are when I said they're made in the lining of your digestion. So if your digestion is suboptimal, i.e. all of us, like at some point, right? You know what I mean? Right? So stress, alcohol, other medications, things that maybe our digestion doesn't tolerate. So we want to optimize our digestion. So one of the things that I'll do is ask people questions. Are things going the right way? Or are you, gassy or bloated? Or maybe you have skin issues, things that'll give me insights into your digestion. We then want to optimize our digestion. And that's not just take a probiotic. It's a whole approach, right, on that part. And our hydration is part of that because we want to make sure that we're not just taking in water, but things are going into our cells on that piece. And then we can look at nutrition and say, is my body actually able to use what I'm taking in, right? That would be the digestion piece. And is what I'm taking in something my body recognizes? And by the way, spoiler alert, it recognizes the bagel. So you're fine on that part. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it gives you that energy, but we need protein and other things as well.
You have 2 days to live.
So our nutrition and lifestyle choices are also going to matter in terms of optimizing.
Right. Okay, talk to us about the concept of the switch.
The switch, yeah. So remember I said they go on for about 2 to 5 minutes?
Right.
So over the years, I've been trying to explain to people that literally, I call them our weight health hormones because they help regulate bone, muscle, fat, hydration, blood sugar, and appetite and satiety, and now we know inflammation and blood flow. They do like everything in our body. So they're these initial hormones, but the way the body designed them is they only switch on. They go on for 2 to 5 minutes. They're like a motion detector. So the interesting thing about that is, why is your switch not working? So imagine, and this is why we talk about weight health as opposed to weight loss, imagine that your car doesn't start and your car gets towed and you go to the place where they fix cars, I forget what that's called or whatever, right? Yeah, it gets towed there. Now, if they find out there's enough gas in the tank and enough oil in the engine, air in the tires, they're not going to go, well, let's just put more in there, right? Or let's shift up the amounts. They're going to look under the hood and see what's going on. Maybe the spark plug isn't working, et cetera. Yeah. So in the case of the switch, what we know is it's an under the hood issue. It's not necessarily your carbohydrates, your proteins, your fats. So when we diet to lose weight, we actually are not looking under the hood and saying what's not working in my body. And that's why weight loss hasn't worked, whereas weight health, this approach that I've created that helps us look under the hood and say what's, you gotta look under the hood.
I think part of why I think this has been part of the conversation, social media, gosh, it influences every single thing we do, and it's often really overwhelming information. So what is your message here, especially for folks who are like, I think I should be taking a GLP-1?
Yeah. Well, first of all, so I've diagnosed everyone, including myself, with infobesity. We have too much information. Infobesity, right?
Yes.
So we're fat on too much information, even if it's good information. Our brains are not sorting through it. It's overwhelmed, and it actually overwhelms our switch. It's literally like a stampede going in front of the motion detector on that part. So we need to take in less information, and what we actually need is to understand what our body is telling us.
Okay.
So what I would say to somebody is, first of all, probably don't make the decision for the GLP-1 medication on your own. Second of all, don't consider it a solution. Consider it a tool. So it would be part of the whole plan that we're doing. And the third thing is that we want to actually get insights about your body. So I have people do things like, remember I said hydration is important. So instead of saying like everybody should drink half their body weight in water, I will actually have you drink 8 ounces of water and see how long it is before you have to pee. That tells me, are you a hose or a sponge? And if you're a hose, if you're drinking water, look at your face and peeing it out, right? If you're like, okay, every time I drink, I'm peeing, or I'm waking up in the night and peeing, that tells me that you're not absorbing water and as a result absorbing nutrients. And the same thing can be said if you bite into an apple and it's not sweet enough, then that tells me that your sweet taste buds aren't sending your body the message that it's gotten something sweet. So we can do insights.
Okay, and how do we know if a GLP-1, I always want to switch those last two, is for us? Like, why should we take it?
Exactly. So again, I would say do it with your practitioner, and the things that I will identify is am I able to see if your own hormones are suboptimally functioning? And I assess 5 different things. So I'll ask some questions about your lived experience with food. I'll assess your digestion and hydration. This is all my books, so you don't have to memorize it. I'll also look at some of your labs. I do want to see how your blood sugar and inflammation and other things are doing.
The bottom line is
you got to look at all of it.
Go to
a qualified practitioner.
Qualified practitioner. Ashley,
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Really, really useful information. Pick up a copy of Your Best Shots by Ashley Koff wherever books are sold. Wonderful information. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.